I've been waking up every day with a palpable pull at my gut for the sake of my kids, and because I so love this country, I've got to start giving back.
Former sports anchor Michelle Tafoya, who despises politics and sports, is hitching her wagon to a Republican gubernatorial candidate. After her debacle on The View, where she completely crapped the bed, she said, among many dog whistles, this.
I'm just astonished that we're so looking in the rearview mirror and not absorbing the progress that we've made in this country and building on it.
Ah, yes. Don't tell us we should continue to evolve. Be happy with what you got. Where have I heard this before?
Or as someone once said, shut up and dribble.
And here's how we know how much of a bigot she is. On the subject of Colin Kaepernick, here's what she said.
If he really wanted, the one thing he wanted, Megan, in this life was to be a starting quarterback in the NFL, he'd be one right now.
This is disgraceful from a so-called journalist. Tafoya will not mention Donald Trump's pressure on the NFL because this is who she was fond of after all. She will not blurt out any criticisms of the owners because that is who she metaphorically bent the knee to remain in her cushy position as a top media member covering the NFL.
We've moved on here. So.
She won't mention the corner the NFL backed Cap into with a sham workout and Goodell's moved on comments.
5 a.m., 5 days a week, for 3 years, still ready.
She intentionally leaves out how motivated he remains, training 5 to 6 days a week, preparing himself for another shot at a Super Bowl, with which he was one play away from winning in 2013. Jerry Jones even testified of the intimidation tactics set forth by Trump, saying the anthem issue is his to win, and NFL owners will lose, invoking his will on a class of billionaires. The idea that NFL owners would be worried about the reaction of the President of the United States is hardly irrational, just as relevant. The president plays a critical role in the passage of federal laws that could greatly alter existing legal structures. Such alterations could affect the business of the NFL and its teams. Further, through administrative agencies, the president shapes how laws relevant to the NFL and its owners are implemented and applied, wrote legal analyst Michael McCann. Back to that deposition, though, for a moment. Stephen Ross, owner of the Miami Dolphins, admitted he was swayed by Trump. Also in his deposition, he said Roger Goodell, commissioner of the NFL, was influenced by Trump. Michelle, seriously, this shtick is getting old.
Look, is everyone in America entitled to do the one thing that they want to do with their life if that's becoming the starting quarterback for an NFL team? Right. No. There are 32 guys out there who get that job, and it's for a whole lot of reasons, and it's not just whether or not they can throw a football down the field.
Oh, you screwed up now, you blood-sucking conservative. Colin never said he was entitled. That's hogwash, and Tafoya knows it. What we're saying is there was a collective agreement by NFL owners to blackball Cap and instead sign the likes of Brandon Doughty, Stephen Morris, Joel Stave, Austin Allen, Chad Kanoff, and many others. I mean, who the hell are these guys?
Colin Kaepernick, they settled his lawsuit. The guy that was in on it with him, Eric Reed, they settled with him too. He's still playing in the NFL, Eric Reed. So
how is she an NFL reporter? Seriously. His last game was December 29th of 2019 when he had 11 tackles. What is she talking about?
Well, Colin made a lot of decisions about, he did a tryout. He said, come look at me throw, everyone. I'm going to do this throwing demonstration. You can all come scout me. And then at the last minute, he moved the site of that. Now they'll say, well, because he didn't want cameras there. Well, these are decisions you have to make. What is it you really want?
The misinformation here is intentional, as it is unequivocally wrong. Tafoya deliberately leaves out a massive part of the story, which apparently she's accustomed to doing.
He don't want to play. He wants to be a martyr.
Just like Stephen A. Smith did. New York Giants owner Steve Tisch added it was not well organized, appearing to take a jab at the NFL. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones told a Dallas radio station the workout wasn't about football. What could it be about then, Michelle? Let's turn to the document the NFL tried to get Colin to sign.
How was the waiver that the NFL gave to Kaepernick different from what they would have given to any other free agent walking into tryout?
Well, because it had a certain clause in it that said you cannot take any action for anything that takes place inside of the grounds, and not just injury. This document said that you cannot take any action about anything, any and all actions that occur. And what they're really talking about is what happens after Colin works out. Suppose he sits down with the NFL, with a team, any given team, and that team asks you, if we sign you, do you plan on kneeling? And if you say, and if Colin Kaepernick said, yes, I plan on kneeling, and then suddenly he doesn't get signed, then he has waived his right to take any action as a collusion lawsuit, because right then and there, that question is collusive.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was an effort to have Colin sign away his rights. I truly question Tafoya's ethics. I question her sideline reports. I question her journalism because she exhibited none in her pandering to right-wing ideals to make a name for herself. In the end, Tafoya plans to devote more time to criticizing critical race theory and airing other views about race, and the likes of Tucker Carlson is trying to turn her into a new right-wing hero. The episode of Tafoya and Carlson provides an object lesson in how people such as Tucker claim the mantle of race neutrality as a powerful rhetorical device, a device that has served as the foundation for much of the rhetorical chicanery we've heard on race of late. The conservative car wash for Tafoya is on full display, and it's only just the beginning.